Hi, everybody. This is going to be, I hope, a quick video about the process of cross-listing your courses. Now, let me talk about what you're doing and why you're doing it. And again, I'll try and be brief, and then I'm going to do it live with my new U.S. history courses for the upcoming school year. So why am I doing this? Well, your why is really simple. You teach multiple sections of the same class, and you want those multiple sections combined into a single section so that you only have to manage content one time. Now, it's important to know, I use the word or the phrase combine into a single section. It's important to know that those sections are not losing their autonomy. So when I cross-list, and you can see, I'll use my course as an example, my 2A remains 2A and my 4A remains 4A. In other words, if I want to assign something to just 2 or make an announcement to just 2, I can still do that even though I've combined these two courses into a single U.S. history course, okay? So just understand that they maintain that kind of course autonomy, and I can make it so that they can't even interact with each other from different sections, but I only have to publish my content one time. So that's the why, and it's a big why, right? Much easier. I did that. Okay, I think that's the why, and that's kind of the what are you doing, right? So how do you do it? And I'm just going to do this live. So I've got two sections of U.S. history. Notice I am in my unpublished courses. So number one, the courses have to be unpublished. They also are void of any content. I've done no importing or anything like that. I've not added any content, and that's both of those things are really important. Make sure it's your unpublished courses and you have not imported anything into these courses. Okay, so they're just blank unpublished courses, right? So at this point, because they're blank and because they're unpublished, it really doesn't matter. Canvas calls them student and parent courses, and at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter so much about that because they don't have content. So I'm simply going to click on my period 2 to start. Okay, and from there, I'm going to come all the way down here to my settings. And then I'm going to, in my setting options here, I'm going to click on sections. Okay. Now that I'm here, this is where I'm going to actually really start doing my cross-listing work. Okay, so I am in my period 2 class. You can see that's the only section I have here. If I am bringing in multiple courses, so say I teach 3 sections of U.S. history and I want to cross-list them all, you're just going to simply repeat this process twice, always starting in what's called the child course. Okay, so this is my child course, and I'm going to click on 2. And this is where, for the first time, over here on the right-hand side, I see this cross-list this section option, and I'm going to click on that. And now I have to search for the course that I want to cross-list period 2 into another course. And the other one is my other U.S. history, my period 4. So I'm going to simply start searching for that, okay? You can see here faintly in the background the naming convention that is used, and that's what you should use to start searching. So I'm going to start by searching U.S. history, okay? And I'm going to get all sorts of U.S. history, but I know that this is U.S. history 220, all right? And, oh, it's super specific. I need a space there. There we go. And now here is all this year's U.S. history sections. And I want to look for my other section of U.S. history. And my other section of U.S. history is period 4A. So there it is. And that's going to be, again, I'm using these words that really aren't that important, child and parent, but 4A is going to be the course that all the other courses are going to drop into. And that's important if you have multiple sections of something, okay? More than 2. If you have 3. Okay, so I'm going to click on 4. Okay, and so what I want is my period 2 to now become a part of period 4, but again, maintaining that autonomy. And I'm going to go ahead and click cross-list this section. Okay, there, successfully cross-listed. Let me get this out of the way, because what I want you to notice is now I am in what's called U.S. history period 4, and I'm going to go back to my settings, and I'm going to go back again to my sections. Now notice I've got a period 2 in this course, and I've got my period 4 in this course. but I only have to do my settings one time. I only have to import my content one time because now they're all in here. Now, if I want to cross-list another section in here, again, what if I had 3 sections of US history? I need to pop out to my dashboard. And now you can see I've just got 1 US history course here, but I would have that 3rd class here. I need to go into that and cross-list it into here. If that's not making sense, I'm getting too wordy there, talk to me. While we're here, let me just do a quick settings lesson. So I'm going to jump into now my one and only US history course. Please do this next step. I'm once again going to come all the way down here to the bottom, and I'm going to go to my settings. And I'm going to rename this course, and it's just going to be U.S. History 2627 Gorringe. And I'm going to change both of these, U.S. History 2627 Gorringe. I'm going to get rid of any reference to periods. Okay, those will be there and all that, but the kids don't really need to see that. I'm also going to upload, I think I've downloaded it already, my Canvas course image that I used for US history. And I'm going to ask it to upload those course details. And now if I go home, not home, I'm going to go to my dashboard. There, I have a single US history course with 2 sections of US history in there. It's simply called US history, so it's easy for kids to see and they won't be confused because it's still maintaining, a period reference. I don't want that. I don't want a reference to a class period. Okay, that's it. If there's any confusion there, if you need any help, you want literally me just sitting there with you as we walk through that, please, please, please let me know. Otherwise, have fun cross-listing. And then your next step is to import, right? So I'll do that. This is getting long. I'll do that in a separate video.